Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this exhibition matchup, I might add, between St. Mary's and Moncton University. Both teams getting into it straight away. We will have two halves, one 45-minute, and the second will be another 45-minute halves as we begin everything here at Huskies Stadium, located in Halifax, Nova Scotia. As we begin play with Freeman trying to give a pass up to teammate number 14, Alexa Aggiani. And trying to keep it in play. Back to Freeman. Gets a kick for another scoring opportunity, but booted out of the way by the Moncton defense. Moncton now on the attack, trying to get past the half line and but the defense is able to square it up for the Huskies. This St. Mary's Huskies squad is led by head coach Marissa Colsey. Colsey spent some time at the University of British Columbia before becoming the head coach here for the Huskies. Scoring attempt is saved by the Husky goalkeeper. Starting for St. Mary's at the goalkeeper position is Tatiana Olsen. Olsen is a first-year science major from Winnipeg, Manitoba. As that will be out of play. Kick opportunity for goalkeeper Olsen. And here we go, the Huskies looking for another opportunity. They had a scoring opportunity earlier, but it's going to be intercepted by the opposite. A score for Moncton to start things off early. Olsen was not ready whatsoever from that kick that was outside of the goal area. And the Blue Eagles go up 1-0 early in this exhibition matchup. And here St. Mary's starts it off again after they just allowed the first goal in this exhibition matchup. And that goal, as I mentioned earlier, scored by Moncton Blue Eagles, and it was way outside of the goal area as Olsen just didn't think that was going to be an opportunity for scoring a chance. But anytime you're playing against these two foes, anything can happen at any time, but it is preseason, so it gives both teams an opportunity to get it going. Anoshi Gogwin looking to throw it in for Moncton University. Headed by Madeline Bellevue. And now out of play. And the Huskies will throw in. Jocelyn Downey, the first-year player, throwing into teammate Charlotte Baines. Brunel trying to get it up towards the past midfield and does successfully. This Moncton Blue Eagles team is led by head coach Mayor Zegru. And they also had a recent addition to the staff, Natalie Fleming. Will serve as a performance manager for both, not only the women's team, but the men's team. And will as well be collecting data for both teams to try to make strategic decisions. As now the Blue Eagles are able to retain possession. I was talking before the game with one of our communications officer about the strategy, as now here we go with the scoring opportunity again. And just kicked a little bit outside, past the goal. I was saying, talking with one of our communications officers about St. Mary's, one of the strategies they try to run in formation is a 3-5-2, typically with two forwards or attackers, followed up by a lot of center field and center backs. As that on-goal chance by Johnny is no good and saved. And free kicked over to midfield. And past the touchline. And playing goalie for the Blue Eagles is Adele Malonson-Kai. Malonson-Kai with the first save of the day for the Blue Eagles. Again, the Blue Eagles scored earlier in this half to make it 1-0 in favor of the Eagles. Here we go as Jocelyn Downley has to go back and kick it to Olsen. Just a little bit short. And Moncton now has a chance, opportunity to get something over near the corner arc. Godwin back in to throw it in for the Blue Eagles, as they are currently on the attack. That goes to no avail as St. Mary's will retain possession. The Huskies last year finished with a 4-7-1 record, and they qualified for the conference tournament. They did lose to Katy in the quarterfinals. And for Moncton, they've had a little bit of a rough go of it the last 3 seasons, have not been able to collect a win, but they have been a little bit more competitive. The last season they did have 3 draws, which wasn't what they could say 2 years ago. As mentioned, with the goal to get things started for Blue Eagles, everything seems to be becoming a little bit easier as the time possession has been in favor of the Blue Eagles on the offensive side of the ball. Throw in on the far side by St. Mary's, trying to jostle for who's going to retain possession. As a whistle is on the play. And a throw in for the Blue Eagles. Not too many opportunities as the Blue Eagles are very aggressive so far offensively, are willing to take some chances and playing close guard against the defense for the Huskies. And now the Huskies trying to set up their offense. And again, the Huskies so far have not been able to get much going. They've had 1 shot attempt on goal that led to a save by Malonson-Kai, the goalkeeper for the Golden Eagles, starting off today. We'll see if both head coaches are going to keep defenders at net. A great heads-up play and kick past the goal line. Blue Eagles will have possession. Ike Gianni's had several opportunities. As mentioned, the Huskies only had 1 shot attempt, and that was in courtesy because of Ike Gianni, 3rd-year player from Ontario, was on the roster a year ago. Thrown for the Huskies. As they now have an opportunity here to maybe get something going on their side. Kick and well defended by the defense, but no. a score to tie things up for St. Mary's at 1 apiece, as we are at the 10-minute marker here in this first half of play. I have to say, we'll try to get a number and name for you, but I want to say that was Cassidy Wells, a second-year player of Ottawa, Ontario. Pardon me, number 15, Lindy Brunel with the score. So Brunel knots this up at 1 apiece here at Huskies Stadium in this exhibition matchup between the Moncton Blue Eagles and the St. Mary's Huskies. And Eden trying to set up the offense. With a nice opportunity now, but they're going to call, I want to say, is potentially offsides by the Huskies. The Blue Eagles will have now an opportunity to set up a play. And there is definitely a foul on the play. A trip going to be given to number 17, Alexandre Dupuis, fourth-year player out of New Brunswick. Back to kick is number 12, Madeline Blinn, defender from Lower Sackville, Nova Scotia. And well defended by the Blue Eagles to prevent that from being a disaster. Eden will throw in for the Huskies. Pardon me. First corner kick for the Huskies. Eden with an opportunity. Header that fails. And now the Huskies will have to go on the defensive. And Bellevue kicks it out of play for the Golden Eagles as Jocelyn Downey back to throw in. Throws into her teammate, Charlotte Baines. And Juliana Pasma trying to make something happen. And Cara Freeman getting into the fray. Freeman was one of the best players on this St. Mary's Huskies squad from a year ago. And that was just picked up by number 22, Aaron Sitar. Downey to Freeman. Freeman battling between two defenders for the Golden Eagles. And kick back by Isabelle Gallon to Melanson Kai. And picked up. That's another shot on goal. The second one on the day for Alexa Aikjiani. You can credit 2 shots on goal for the day for Aikjiani. And heads up for the Golden Eagles as that ball went right towards the sideline. And at the bench, luckily no one was sitting there. Don't want too many injuries during the preseason matchup between these two ball clubs. And possession goes back for the Huskies. As mentioned, Freeman, one of the best players from a year ago, 12 regular season games, paced the team in points with 13, 9 goals, They're the team in assists, was tied 5th in the AUS Conference in points, tied 4th in goals, and tied 6th in assists. Then a sliding tackle from a Golden Eagle defender is able to give Moncton back possession. A bit of a jousting going on between these two ball clubs, again with the score 1 apiece. Moncton Eagles drew first blood, and a great response by the St. Mary's Huskies to tie it up. And Charlotte Baines, listed as a midfielder, majoring in commerce, and is the local kid from Halifax, Nova Scotia. Kicks it past the touchline. And now the Golden Eagles and Huskies fighting for possession, but Huskies have an opportunity and booted away by the Golden Eagles defense. And one notable player for the Golden Eagles, as we talked about Sarah Freeman just earlier, is number 6, Madeline Bellevue, listed as an attacker in 10 games, scored 5 goals, which was tied 13th in the conference last year, and scored a season-high 2 goals against St. Mary's a year ago, back in September. And Ariana Rue passing it over to the left side near the touchline. And wisely passes Sarah Eden gives it back to Olsen as Olsen kicks it over to her teammates to set the offense. Freeman passes it beautifully over to Brunel, who scored the first goal of the game. Whistle blows and play is dead. Possession now belongs back to the Blue Eagles. Fortunately, when it comes to timing and when you have to play the game of soccer, offsides is going to be an issue, so that's why you have the preseason to be able to work out how you're going to get the passing down, how the sets you're going to call as a coach, and how you relay that to your players, which is ultimately one of the biggest challenges for both of these ball clubs, as they have to figure out how is this going to actually translate to a regular season game. And Godwin with a throw-in. And you hear the oohs and ahs of the crowd as a tackling foul assessed to Cassidy Wells, a midfielder from Ottawa, Ontario, in her second year.
Yes. It's falling apart.
Kicking opportunity for the Golden Eagles, but easily palmed by Olsen. Zoe Brockbank with the attempt at midfield. Second save of the day for Olsen. And wonder if head coach Marissa Colsey is going to go with Olsen for the foreseeable future, as that was a physical play made by the defense of the Golden Eagles with a Husky falling down to the turf. And here's Brunel again, who scored the goal earlier, trying to put an attempt on goal that goes over the goal line. And back with the Golden Eagles. Pardon me, the Blue Eagles. Both teams thus far, as mentioned, has knotted up that one apiece, with the Blue Eagles scoring first, followed by the Huskies scoring shortly, a few minutes back to tie the game up. But so far, these two clubs haven't, besides those first two goals by either team, have yet to establish an advantage. Should mention that this broadcast is produced by Maritime Athletics Profiles. Wouldn't be able to do it without their help today. For the St. Mary's, they not only did the soccer team have an exhibition matchup today, they played against Dalhousie back on Friday. That ended up being a loss, but preseason, the first time they've gotten action as a ball club. Same thing for the Blue Eagles. They played against St. Avex. And St. Avex has been one of the powerhouses in the conference for a number of years, and you could honestly just pick the sport, and they probably won a conference title in there, and they've been very good. The football team, most notably. Rue kicking back to her teammate, Isabel Gallon. And now back into Husky territory are the Blue Eagles. And Olsen trying to settle things down, back as the goalkeeper. And heads up play from Aigiani, who's been aggressive on the offensive side of the field for the Huskies with 2 shots on goal. And that was headed away by Sarah Eden, the defender for the Huskies. Godwin over to teammate Dupuis. And Brock back, kicking it past the touchline. That gives an opportunity for a throw-in for the Huskies. And here's an opportunity now, but Balançon Kai not fooled. Has allowed a goal, but also has had a few saves on the day. Similar story for Olsen on the opposite side of the field for the Huskies. Here comes Bellevue, who we mentioned earlier, was one of the leaders in terms of points for the goal for the Blue Eagles a year ago. About 24 minutes of the clock as time is called for both teams in this exhibition matchup between the Huskies and the Blue Eagles. Again, for folks tuning in, the Blue Eagles scored the first goal of the day, and then the Huskies shortly after, within the first 15 minutes of play, was able to respond to a goal thanks to number 15, Lindy Brunel. again, there's been a little break in the action here as the Blue Eagles and the Huskies are knotted up at 1 apiece. The talk was originally that they were going to do 2 45 halves. And then there was some discussion about potentially doing 3 30-minute sections to try and get different players in and out of play. And you could see on the opposite side of the field for the Huskies, on this side of the field, some teammates warming up as Bellevue has a shot on goal saved by Olsen. Ever since she let the 1 goal in, seems to be establishing herself comfortably between the posts. Another player to mention for Moncton University is Zoe Brockbank, brandishing the number 4 uniform for the Eagles. Had 2 goals and assists last year and finished 3rd on the team in points. And that ball is going to trickle way out of play and into the trees. So that is going to be a bit of a walk for Sarah Eden. There's already enough running in soccer to begin with, and those extra steps add up. Gotta love the effort, though. Jogging back all the way for a throw-in. Eden with a throw-in, but picked up by Moncton University. And a kick on goal for Moncton, picked up again by Olsen. And Olsen waving her teammates on to go forward because she's going to boom. She does, as Freeman that almost had a kick and leg on it, but no good. And Donovan kicks it just over the top of the post and past the goal line. Possession will remain with Moncton. Isabel Gallon was able to give it to her goaltender, Melanson Kai. And Kai gives it back to Gallon. And Freeman is right there with the pass over to her teammate, Brunel, who had the goal earlier. And that was a dangerous opportunity for the Huskies. The one player you do not want to kick it to if you're Moncton is Freeman. And the clear opportunity by Moncton is really not that successful. Brunel has been extremely aggressive, and she does have the lone goal in this exhibition matchup between Moncton and St. Mary's. And Gallon trying to kick it upfield for her teammates, but again, the defense for the Huskies remains strong. Juliana Pasma battling with Richard. And Melanson Kai is ready with a fresh new ball. Eden kicks it off for Richard and gets the ball and throws it right in quickly. Ichiani had possession momentarily. And now Bellevue, the attacker, leading attacker from a year ago, now has an opportunity to set up an offensive opportunity, and miscommunication between Bellevue and Rio leads to the Huskies having the ball. Thrown from the far right side up to Freeman. Freeman trying to make a move. He's trying to put on the afterburners. Another heads-up play defensively from Moncton. Madeline Blinn, name we've not mentioned so far in this broadcast, a defender in her third year. Again, one thing to notice about Moncton so far is defensively have been really, really good, as here comes Bellevue. Might be a great opportunity to extend the lead, but Olsen again with a great save against Bellevue. Pardon me now, it's Caitlin Alley at goalkeeper, but nonetheless, what a heck of a save. And here comes Moncton, opportunity defended well by the Huskies. Godwin came in, tried to pass it back to her running mate. That ended up not being a great opportunity, and Dupuis, fourth-year midfielder from New Brunswick, kicked it out of play. And that's definitely looks like a trip on defenseman Zoe Brockbank. Unfortunately, head coach Mayor Zikru not so happy with that call, asking for an explanation and looks to the refs. Nothing there, and then looks to the sidelines for some answers. We're about 10 minutes away from this first half being completed at a 1-all ball game. And Eden able to head the kick off the foot of Brockbank. And trying to set up the play was Godwin again. Up to Ryu. But it goes past the goal line. And it will give an opportunity for Caitlin Alley for a free kick. Signals the team, or she's going to place the kick to Johnny. Now Freeman goes up. And there to clean it up is Brock Bank. There have been, I mentioned, several scoring chances for this Huskies soccer club. Of course, one of them ended up being a goal, but a lot of credit has to go to this Moncton defense for making it very tough on the Huskies. They played physical defense. They've had to make the Huskies work for every single play. And there has not been much dribbling going on between teams. It's been either pass or kick out of play. Again, both ball clubs played an exhibition matchup earlier that ended up both being losses for the both teams. And they're both trying to establish some momentum heading into the regular season. Freeman to McLean. And Eden again back to throw in. She has been doing a lot of that today. Eden to Brunel, who scored the one goal. And the ball goes past the goal. And Milan Sunkaye will look to kick it away for the Moncton University. And Gallon looks to her teammate Ryu. And no good. Picked up by the St. Mary's Huskies defense. Downey over to Eden. Eden with a kick. Trying to get it over to Freeman. Beautifully defended by Moncton. Again, they've been trying to give Freeman some opportunities, but the Moncton defense has been ready for that all game. Give credit to Gogwin on the defense and Freeman on that last opportunity. And that kick near the 40-yard marker here at St. Mary's Husky Stadium. Again, will lead to another kick away for the Eagles. And here they go. The Eagles having opportunity here to score after making a man miss. And Bellevue with some beautiful dribbling. And unfortunately leads to a score attempt that goes wide. About 4 minutes away from this first half being concluded. And should mention that for St. Mary's Soccer, they have their first home opener here on August 30th at 5 and 7:15 p.m. against St. FX. Now Moncton is staying on this opposite side of the field. This gives them an opportunity to try and extend the lead before they enter the half. A kick, trying to hit it over onto goal, and is on goal, but easily picked up by Kalen Alley, who's already had a few saves on the day. A one on Bellevue, and Bellevue earlier in the game only had one man to beat and still try to score it and could not. Whistle blows, and Huskies will take the ball. And here we go. Moncton looking to set up their offense. Richard, and headed away by Downey for the defense for the Huskies. But Moncton still has possession in Huskies territory. And that opportunity to try and extend the lead of the half is null and void, as Eden will throw in for the Huskies. Again, this is just one game, as there is a doubleheader after this exhibition matchup for women's soccer. Men's soccer will be taking the field for St. Mary's and Moncton. And unfortunately, there's no spare ball back on this side of the field, as Joël Richard will have to go back past the track to retrieve the ball. They're going to add 1 minute of time for this half. Again, 6 shots Moncton has on goal compared to the 5 for St. Mary's. And here's a corner kick from Moncton. Hope it line almost goes past the goal area and does. Huskies looking to have one more chance to extend the lead before this first half concludes. And with Baines, the kick, trying to get up to her teammate Brunel. Head coach Merzicru yelling instructions to his team. Brunel for the Huskies. Kick over, trying to get it to Freeman. Again, the defense from Moncton has been stellar this half, besides allowing the 1 goal. And here is Moncton on the attack. Ryu kicks, misfires, and just a little too high for Ryu. Listed as a defenseman in her second year from New Brunswick. Ikjiani could not control the free kick opportunity from her goalkeeper. And I guess instead of that extra minute they were thinking about adding, they're going to hold off to it, as that concludes the first half here at St. Mary's Husky Stadium. The score is 1-1 between St. Mary's and Moncton University. We'll take a break here and bring you back with the second half of action. Welcome back, everyone, to the second half of this expedition between St. Mary's University and Moncton University. The score is 1-1, and Moncton University again scored the first goal thanks to number 13, Malene Fournette. And only a few minutes later, early in that first half, you had number 15, Linda Brunell of the St. Mary's Huskies, knotted up as a score that you see right now. The second half, Moncton starts with possession as they are looking to get their offense going quickly. And Fournette, who was mentioned to score the goal, setting up her teammate near the goal area, but back out near the 30-yard line marker here at St. Mary's Stadium. And Caitlin Alley able to maintain control. Alley, who's made a couple of saves early in the team after allowing that first goal, has settled in quite nicely as a goalkeeper here for the Huskies. And it does look like we do have a new goalkeeper for Moncton, Krista Phillips, who did play a significant amount of time last year. Phillips played in 9 games, started 8 of them last year, had a .680 save percentage, had 5.83 saves per game and 3.92 goals against average. So the veteran getting some playing time in the second half, replacing Melanson Kai, who wore the number 24 to start things off. Still have some of the familiar faces heading into the second half at the center back and attacking positions for both Moncton and St. Mary's. Would make sense that both coaches want to ramp things up for both teams by leaving their starters out for a significant amount of time. And the pass that was supposed to be intended for Brunell is picked off by the defense for Moncton. Moncton here looking to attack as they get past half line, but Eden there for the defense makes a little bit of a move, showing off some of the dribbling. And that is immediately taken up by the Eagles, and a heads-up play and clear by Eden, as this has been an interesting start to the second half, as Eagles almost had a chance to score. The Huskies defense stands strong. And Freeman, the pass up to Brunell, that was intended, defended off by Nemeth, the third-year defenseman from Moncton, New Brunswick. Eden to Freeman. Freeman trying to penetrate the goal area with an attempt, and Phillips, who was not set, even though that went past the post, had an opportunity to score. And Phillips, who might have been slightly out of position as a goalkeeper, was not penalized for that. And the score still not up at 1 apiece. It is a warm day here in Halifax, Nova Scotia. Been a sunny/cloudy day here at Husky Stadium. O'Neill battling with the likes of Ferguson. And Ferguson throwing in for Moncton. And headed out of play. By Cassidy Wells. As mentioned throughout this broadcast, they've been the same 11 personnel for the most point. A few changes at the goalkeeper position. For the most part, not going deep into the rotation are neither coaches. And it looks like there is a Moncton player that is down after the sliding tackle attempt from Caitlin Schuler, who's a first-year player. And Caitlin Schuler, just a little bit about her. She is a first-year player out of Edmonton, Alberta. She played for St. Alberta Impact. She led the team to the 2022 Alberta Soccer Provincial Championship and won the Golden Boot winner as a leading 2006-born goal scorer in the province. And over the 21 and 22 season, Schuler was a prolific scorer for the Impact, scoring 30 goals in 36 games played. And this past year, Schuler took her talents to England, and she was a member of the Chelsea's FC Women's Academy and represented Alberta, winning a bronze medal back in 2018. So Schuler has quite the background for St. Mary's. And unfortunately, we still have a Moncton player down. As mentioned, the home openers are coming soon, and that's always a great time for not only soccer fans here at St. Mary's, but for the rest of the AUS conference as a signal, not only preseason about to end here with the should be the last exhibition games for both clubs here and many of the rest of the clubs here around AUS and the rest of Canada. But it's also the sign of the season. Football just started with a couple preseason games yesterday. And so you know when you have those games going that fall sports is about to go in full bloom. You have soccer, football, eventually hockey for men's and women's, volleyball, basketball, as things are about to pick up immensely throughout Canada with all these collegiate sports going on. It's also a wonderful time if you're a sports fan as well. Now after that injury timeout, seems that we're about to start play, and the whistle signifies that. And here is a kick on goal, and that almost it was a score from all the way back there. Wow. Moncton almost had an opportunity to go up 2-1. And funny enough, Moncton earlier back in the first half, it was a kick that almost felt like it was from the half line, but it was able to score. And thanks to Caton Alley, she got a hand on it, but the post helped her out in that time. Keep in mind here, folks, those are tuning in for the women's soccer match. There is a men's soccer match right after this one. And you would have guessed it. It is St. Mary's and Moncton again. Freeman, who's had some opportunities, has mostly been playing close to the touchline. Has mostly been not so much aggressive, but have been trying to set up her teammates throughout this match. And here is a great scoring opportunity, but picked up by Phillips before Baines ever had an attempt to try and kick it on goal. Moncton again leading in total shots on goal with 8 shots to St. Mary's of 6. And Bellevue out towards the half line, try to regain control. And here we go. An opportunity here for the Eagles, and just out of reach for Ryu. throw in for Moncton. Throw into Bellevue. And Ryu with the kick. That goes to the back of the end zone. And it'll be corner kick opportunity for Moncton. Number 21, Kyla DeRush, first-year player, has an opportunity to give the lead here to Moncton. And a great defensive effort from the Huskies to prevent a scoring opportunity for Moncton. And Brunel has to come back and get it, kicks it back to Baines. And Eden, the defenseman for St. Mary's, gets control of it. Eden kicks it away. Trying to get it to her teammate, Julia Pasma. Unfortunately, just out of reach for Pasma. Gallon, ready to kick it off for the Eagles. A little too aggressive from Madeline Blinn. But nonetheless, still another opportunity for the Huskies. Get it going. Physical battle from Baines as Baines tries to set it up near the goal area for the Huskies offense. Well, the opportunity was taken away by the defense of the Eagles. A nice move made by DeRush. And DeRush back to Allen. Bellevue, always a threat. Kicks it up to her teammate. And what a heck of a defensive play from Downey to stop that. As Fournette, who had a goal earlier, was looking to make it 2. But because of Downey able to stick her foot out with a great block. And DeRush, who had a corner kick on the opposite side earlier, will have another one here. Huskies were able to throw it off the first attempt. We'll see how this one goes. That was a high arcing kick, bobbled by Alley, and was able to secure it. Could have been very dangerous as Landry was lurking. Landry to Dupuis. Dupuis, an opportunity to Rio. Rio back to Bellevue. Bellevue misfires on the kick. And DeRush kicks it out of play. "59 minutes has passed here in the second half of this match between St. Mary's and Moncton University. And it's a substitution at the goalkeeper position for St. Mary's. Number 25, Emily McLean, coming in, a third-year player from Lower Sackville, Nova Scotia. as Caitlin Alley did have a little bit of a wake-up call on one of the saves where she bobbled it as she heads back to the St. Mary's sideline in place of her teammate, Emily McLean. McLean here with a kick attempt, picked up by Moncton. Ferguson, back for the Eagles. Annie O'Neill for St. Mary's out there for the Huskies. And O'Neill, she is a first-year player and captained the CP Allen Cheetahs to silver medal back in 2023. Also went to the NSSSAF Provincial Soccer Championships and won the 2023-24 School Sport Nova Scotia Award, and helped the Cheetahs to the Provincial Championship in gold in 2021 and in bronze in 2022 as a multi-sport athlete. Great addition to this staff for head coach Marissa Colsey. And Day Rush will take her third corner kick of the day. They rush with the corner kick. Defended well by Wells. Picked back up by Moncton. Loose, but trickles over the goal line. And Ryu was right there, but because the ball trickled past the goal line, as everyone at home just saw, it still leads for another corner kick for the Eagles. Corner kick, saved, and still in the goal area. Score for Moncton! Looks like Bellevue, and Bellevue is a dangerous threat. She led the team in points all of last year, and thanks to the effort of Bellevue, it is now a 2-1 ball game here at Huskies Stadium with Moncton in the lead. Knew one of those corner kicks was going to pay off at one point, and unfortunately for Cassidy Wells, had an opportunity to clear it out of the goal area, but couldn't do so, and that led to the score by Bellevue. And with that shot attempt, that makes it 12 shots on goal for Moncton, and they have doubled the total to St. Mary's, who only has 6. And for the Huskies, still have plenty of time to tie the ball game up again. This is very similar to what happened in the first half. Moncton, aggressive early, able to capitalize with a 1-0 lead, thanks to Fournette. And here's Baines. The sliding tackle from Nemeth, as Nemeth not too pleased. We get set back in position. And Eden will have an opportunity and a chance to knot up here. Eden, and headed away by the defense, and now Moncton looking to extend it even further. Bellevue, who just scored earlier, looking to try to get ahead. The defense does. Waiting for on-looking attackers. Bellevue trying to set it up and picked away. Heads-up defense from the Huskies to prevent what could have been a 2-goal lead for Moncton. Emily McLean, who came in relief for her teammate Caitlin Alley with the stop. The throw in from Allen, and Eden kicks out defender but still stays in play. And a substitution coming for Moncton. Number 8, Abby Dubé, a first-year player. Abby Dubé coming in for her teammate Alexandre Dupuis. Dupuis played a significant amount of time in that first half, all the first half, for a matter of fact, and now he's going to be able to get some playing time as the young rookie in her first year. Bellevue trying to get her head on it. Couldn't. Now McLean tries to get it over safely to her teammate and does. Has been a tightly contested matchup between Moncton and St. Mary's. As the pass is set up to Baines. Baines looking to get it up to Schuler in her first year. Mentioned Schuler coming in for her first year, as well as O'Neill. Talked extensively here in the broadcast about their accolades while they were in high school. I guess one of the weapons that has been talked about enough is Sarah Eden. And Eden, who we've seen a ton of, and as we speak of her, is waiting for the ball to trickle past the touchline so she can throw the inbounds pass, is from the University of Prince Edward Island. And that was probably a huge transfer for head coach Marissa Colsey, to be able to get a player with her experience and stature to come over to St. Mary's to provide a veteran presence at the defensive end of the field. And there is a break in the action here as both teams will go and hydrate up on this warm and sunny day here in Halifax, Nova Scotia at St. Mary's Husky Stadium. Not only do the soccer teams play here on this field, of course the football team, the rugby team, quite a few field sports here at St. Mary's University that participate on this field. Again, with Moncton leading up 2-1, thanks to the effort of Mian Fernet and Madeline Bellevue with a goal apiece to make it 2-1, and the one goal scored by St. Mary's was by number 15, Lindy Brunel. And as we talk, we see the Moncton Men's Soccer Club coming out, getting ready to participate, as this is one game of a doubleheader, that doubleheader being Moncton University's men's team taking on St. Mary's University's men's soccer team. So if you're enjoying this call, make sure to stay on for the next one. Of course, this is being produced by Maritime Athletics Profiles, putting them to work today. Wouldn't be able to do this broadcast without their help, that you can watch on the AUS network and YouTube TV. And after that quick timeout for both sides to rest and recover, play is about to resume. And head coach Mayor Zikru giving some more instructions to this Moncton team on the throw-in. Dayrush throws it in. Fournette has possession momentarily. Back to Dayrush. Dayrush is able to get it in the penalty area. And then the defense from St. Mary's comes in to kick it out. Nice heads-up play on the offensive chance for Moncton, cleared away by number 12, Madeline Blinn. Here's a throw in from Moncton. It goes past the touch line, where Moncton will throw it in once more. We talk about Moncton quite a bit. Talked about Zoe Brockbank, Madeline Bellevue, who's already scored a goal today. But another person to mention is Alexandra Waugh, who plays middle. Last year scored a total of 2 points. All of them were assists. That is a name to think about if you are a fan of the Eagles. And the pass almost taken away. A trip that is going to go against Moncton. Blinn, the pass up to Baines. Baines looking for a teammate. That chance kicked away by the defense. And it looks like there is another player out in the field for Moncton we have not talked about thus far, as it must have been a recent substitution. Chloe Mancuso, entering her third year, is originally from the Dawson Blues from the RSEC conference. Eating gives an opportunity to Freeman. Freeman looking to close, puts on the brakes, and what a great defensive play, but the ball's still in play, and another save. made by the Moncton goalkeeper, Krista Phillips. And we talked about Krista Phillips earlier. A lot of experience in net, and you saw that on full display. Freeman was charging down the sidelines, put on the brakes, took a shot on net, didn't go, and then Phillips had the wherewithal to not only stop that shot by Freeman, but also stop another shot on the other side of her. Heads up goaltending from Phillips. And also on the end of the end zone, see the St. Mary's men's club warming up. Is that they're about to take on the field in the next 15 minutes or less. Phillips looking to punt it away and does. And here we go. St. Mary's almost had a chance to tie it up there on the Freeman. We had 2 shots. As we mentioned, Moncton was at one point twice the number of shots on goal compared to St. Mary's, and those are some of the first 2 opportunities they've actually had in the second half to potentially tie this match up. And Isabel Gallon is a first-year player making an appearance on the defensive end of the field for the Eagles. Phillips with a pass, picked up by Baines for the Huskies. Schuler, who's come into the game, tries to take an attempt, but off Fournette, who was on the defense. Seems there will be a substitution coming in for Moncton. Number 4. Zoe Brockbank will come into the game. Did start the game. Here's St. Mary's with a chance. Again, this Moncton defense has been all over the field. It has made it very difficult for any chances for St. Mary's, and they have had several. Here's a kick on goal. Saved. Another opportunity and another heads-up save made by McLean, who had to stop it with her hands initially, and a Moncton attacker was coming on the left side, and McLean was able to stick out her leg to make that second save to keep this a 1-score ball game. And DeRush, who's had plenty of corner kicks in this match, will have another attempt. Whistle blown. and the Huskies will have it. Brockbank, who came back into the game, almost had a chance to make this a 2-goal lead. But unfortunately for DeRush, it did not land on target. Baines looking to turn upfield, does have some space. And Freeman directing traffic. And Brockbank back there to defend. He's trying to look for her first-year teammate, Schuler. All the way from Edmonton, Alberta. Eden with the throw-in. They were saying that Jesse Landry was too aggressive while trying to defend that throw-in. Eden over to Downey. Downey makes a move to Freeman, who's surrounded by 3 Moncton defenders and tripped up on the play by Fournette as play still continues. And DeRoche had it for a moment, picked up by Julia Pasma. Eden putting on the brakes, making some moves, and it does not matter. There is some family in the stands here today in this preseason exhibition matchup. It's always very important for these players, no matter if it's an exhibition game or a regular season game, to have the support from the fans and family. Always helpful when you have a long season. And on top of balancing the duties of being a student and an athlete. And Moncton back on the attack, past the goal line, out of play. McLean, who is the 3rd goaltender we've seen today for St. Mary's University, made a couple of jaw-dropping saves that prevented it from being a 2-goal lead for Moncton. And also Phillips had some incredible saves in her own right. Mancuso had the ball momentarily. McLean looking to clear and not successful. And here we go. But whistle and an offsides. Eden back to the goalkeeper McLean. McLean with pressure, able to kick it away. And this is an opportunity, but Phillips will be able to clean it up and no harm done. Looking at 6 minutes left. We'll see if there's any time added to this match due to injury from one of the Moncton players that took a little bit of time off the clock. As Eden trying to get it going, tripped up on the play. Foul on Moncton. On Alexa Jean McPhail. Freeman trying to get into the penalty area and takes a shot at the goal and goes past the post. And Freeman, for the most part, has been held in check this match by Moncton, which must have been the strategy for the coaching staff, as she is the best player on the team, arguably. Sarah looking to make a move on a rush, and does. And again, back to Eden, who gets it to O'Neill. And O'Neill on that attack attempt was offsides. Time is dwindling down here in game one of this doubleheader. Women's soccer for Moncton and St. Mary's University currently going on, and after this game, have the men's teams for Moncton and St. Mary's battle it out as well. So stay tuned if you want to watch the men's teams. And now you can see head coach Marissa Colsey starting to dig deep into this bench. And the attempt by the Huskies offense leads to no goal or no points. Less than 3 minutes to go here in the second half. Moncton looking to get a preseason victory and have some momentum on their side as they start the season. Again, we mentioned Moncton historically have not won a game in the last 3 years. Their last win was back in 2019. So to be able to have a game like this potentially go their way, there's still time left, sets the right tone and the right message if you're the coaching staff for Moncton. And a stoppage on play as there appears to be Moncton player a little bit trouble getting up. It seems about right. Some new numbers definitely out here for St. Mary's. Number 27, Neil McDonald being one, playing defense. And just a little bit wide for the Huskies. Minute left here in the second half. Moncton looking to tighten their grips for a preseason victory in home territory. And Chloe Mancuso trying to find an open teammate. And Dubé ends up not working out. Less than 30 seconds left to go in the second half. Moncton, who did play against St. Avex back on Friday, did lose, but again, even though this is preseason and both teams are trying to figure out their respective playbook and sets that they would like to run, depending on the situation and circumstance. We'll give them an idea of what to work on as the regular season will start here this coming week. And we are at the 90-minute mark. Maybe a little bit of extra time here. As Julia Parker throws it in for Moncton. Freeman, who has been playing since the first half, has not taken a break whatsoever. Again, for the St. Mary's faithful that has tuned into this broadcast, we have to mention that the home opener for soccer is on August 30th at 5 p.m. against St. Yvex, the ex-woman. So if you are in town, that would be a game worth to watch, especially being the home opener. Again, the men's team will also play on August 30th against the X-Men after the conclusion of the women's game at 5 p.m., which should start around 7:15 p.m., give or take. And of course, next week, the St. Mary's football team open up the schedule with Bishops. St. Mary's looking for one last gasp, one last opportunity to knot this game up at 2-all. And here we go. St. Mary's in, kicks it, and does! My, oh my, they knot it up at 2 apiece. And just when you thought maybe they didn't have a chance, they did. And now it is 2-all here at St. Mary's Huskies Stadium. Late in this match, able to come away and tie this at 2. And for Moncton, they've played very well defensively. And to let that goal in with extra time has to be deflating. As they rush, trying to taste down. The ball goes past the touch line, but throws it in to her teammate McPhail. McPhail can do that, kicks it almost all the way to the bleachers. Drama late here in the second half. St. Mary's down 2-1. At one point, they were down double figures in shot attempts on goal. And thanks to the late game heroics of the St. Mary's offense, they were able to tie this game up at 2-2. And that, folks, is the match. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to a men's soccer exhibition between Moncton University and St. Mary's University. Previous matchup was both women's teams from Moncton and St. Mary's. They finished in a draw at 2-2. We'll have to wait and see what this game brings, but it sure will be an entertaining affair. My name is Connor McKinnon, providing you play-by-play commentary of this matchup between the Huskies and the Eagles. To start it off, we had some great pregame sportsmanship. And whenever you're able to look at each other's opponents, give them a high five, say how you're doing, it just loves and the respect between both clubs and both teams. Have to love it as they start to march on near the half line. I was told that the game would be broken up into two 40-minute halves with a 15-minute halftime. So they're going to shorten up by 10 minutes. And so we'll be at the half at the 40-minute mark after this first half, and in the second half at the 80-minute mark will be the ball game. Tonier Ogon for St. Mary's is looking to kick things off for the men's team against Moncton. A lot of first-year players out there for St. Mary's. Lachlan Sylvester, Liam Vargas Armstrong, Will Brown, Mateo Santos Brown, just to name a few. And Scott Firth gives it back to his defense. And Woody Bain, who has been a staple as a defenseman for St. Mary's for numerous years. Woody Bain, all the way from Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. Bain back it again, trying to kick it back to his teammate Tony, playing the forward attacking position at center. Violation gives it back to Moncton. And for Moncton, we'll have a returner and number 10, Jonathan Kissa, led the team in points a year ago as one of the stars on this Moncton soccer club. And Callum Corkum back on defense, as well as Mateo Santos Brown. We'll dig into those player profiles a little bit more throughout the broadcast, but a few of those names I mentioned are first-year players. Scoring chance early for St. Mary's, and out of play. Scoring chance led by Colton Cassier, the second-year man out of Chester Basin, Nova Scotia. Talked about a little bit about the broadcast. Sarah Eden, the defenseman for St. Mary's University, the women's team had to do a lot of jogging last game to get those throw-ins, and you could see that that's starting to be an early theme and maybe a reoccurring motif throughout this match between both teams. Corner kick, first one this evening for either club. An early opportunity for the Huskies to potentially capitalize on. Here's the corner kick, and no chance. Well defended and hit the side of the goal. This gives us an opportunity for a retry. Another corner kick off the side of the net, and will be Moncton ball. Starting goalkeeper for the Eagles is Aaron Contreras. number 1 in this game instead of 24 from a year ago. And here comes Moncton, fast up the side by Mathis Nimadou, who is trying to get it going. Liam Vargas Armstrong. Vargas Armstrong picked off initially by Lionel Favell. Favell trying to get near Bain. No good. Corkum back on the defense. Quick pass over to Santos Brown, to Sylvester, and all the way back to Corkum again. And there's another first-year man, William Robichaud. Pardon me, second-year man. Cormer again, trying to direct traffic to Robichaud, back to Bain. Bain is hit immediately with a double team. Santos Brown back to Corkum. Here's Bain trying to pass it up to Vargas Armstrong. And the Moncton defense holds strong momentarily. Corkum to Scott Firth, second-year man from Windsor Junction, Nova Scotia. That opportunity offensively, that does stay inside, goes past the goalkeeper, and just past the goal line, able to keep it in play. Heads up play for Contreras to get back into. Got a hand on it. Early opportunity just missed for the Huskies, as this match is still at 0. And able to make the stop on the opposite end is Ryan Davis. And, of course, Jonathan Kissa was on the attack, looking to make first blood in this game. But thanks to play from Ryan Davis to be aggressive enough to stop from any further damage happening. Vargas Armstrong goes off. Throw in will be by Bain. Bain quickly to Robichaud. Back to Firth. And Sylvester, who is a first-year man for the Huskies, getting some early playing time. Head coach Masout Mert trying to see what he has on the roster in his first-year players, but we'll probably see a few of the veteran lineups in the second half of the game. A little bit of a different approach compared to Marissa Colsey, the women's coach for St. Mary's, who waited a little bit longer to play some of the first-year players till the second half. And trying to make the play, opportunity, and saved by Contreras. Mathis Nimadou was there to help to get the stop and was encouraging Contreras to get involved. So a couple of scoring chances for the Huskies has been denied by the Moncton defense. Firth to Corkum. Corkum, a sliding get. Not good. Nimadou able to kick it away. Santos Brown. Back over to Corkum. To Bain. I won't be surprised if we hear Bain's name early and often. Woody Bain started 11 games last year. Led the team in goals with 5 and tied for second on the team in points with 5. Tied fourth in all the conference in goals scored and tied sixth in the conference in points scored. Attempt, no good for number 15, Scott Firth. Here, Coach Mert from the sidelines yelling instructions to his team, trying to find the weakness in this defense for Moncton. And Jonathan Kissa had an opportunity early. And a foul called on the Huskies. Number 7, Mathis Trinka. With the penalty kick opportunity near the 30-yard line on the Huskies field. Trinka and Davis with the save. And Ryan Davis played and started 9 games last year, had a .794 save percentage, a 0.78 goals against average, and 4 wins on the year. Davis had the best goals against the average in all of the AUS and ranked 9th in all of U Sports, tied for 4th in wins on the year about a year ago. And that again is Ryan Davis, the goalkeeper at net for St. Mary's University. An opportunity over to Roby Shaw, and again Contreras with great aggressiveness and appropriate restraint as goalkeeper for Moncton. Might have been some blood drawn from Pascal Saunier, who had to come out of the game briefly. And number 26, Sleef Tiem in the game. Bain back, Trinka trailing. Davis able to calm things down. Davis over to Corkum. Corkum to Vargas Armstrong. Trying to get the ball back to Armstrong and shoved out of the way by Lionel Favell. A little bit of a, not stiff arm per se, but a little how do you do to Vargas Armstrong for the St. Mary's team. Little physicality, never hurt anyone. Firth with possession. Kick it back to the defense to set it up. No doubt trying to get it to Bain to be the brainchild of the defense. And Bain is a good man to go to. Even though he does play the defensive position, he knows when to be aggressive, as we mentioned. Led the team in goals a year ago. And Corkum going to let it go past the touchline as St. Mary's tries to get something on the offensive end. And Colton Cassier had it for a moment before the defense was able to come back and get a stop. Here's Moncton. And a foul goes against Moncton. Moncton did play, of course, against St. Yves in an exhibition matchup this past Friday. It did not go in their favor, but always great to play against a team. Scoring opportunity off the post. But whistle blown and play is dead. Contreras looks to clear. Contreras all the way to Trunka. Bain able to get it. Was near the sideline, picked it back up to try and establish this Huskies offense. Again, the score still 0-0 here at St. Mary's Husky Stadium. Some chances, especially from St. Mary's, and could not capitalize quite yet. Defense and goalkeeping from both sides has been tremendous so far. And Contreras gets the ball back from Time. And now Huskies back on their side of the field. Head coach for Moncton is Jonas Budia. Been the coach here for a while. And of course, we mentioned Natalie Fleming, who was one of the assistant coaches for Moncton, is going to be helping out both teams with data collection and technical aspects of what they do as part of that assisting coach staff. Firth kicks it ahead, and unfortunately his teammate Francisco Rizzo, Tanya Agon, could not reach it. And trying again to get Kissa involved. Looks like from Moncton, just looking at their formation, some variation of a 4-5-1. And obviously with Kissa being the lead man, and there he is. Here's an opportunity, makes a move. And able to jump on is Davis. Kissa again has had several opportunities to try and capitalize, and he's slow to get up back near the goal line of St. Mary's. Hopefully he's able to shake it off and is okay. And is jogging back into position. And here comes Ogon trying to make a move, and Contreras aggressive. And Ogon is trying to say that was some type of interference. And there has been some physical play between these two clubs in this opening 18 minutes. And again, folks, for tuning in, they are going to be doing two 40-minute halves with a 15-minute halftime. Contreras with a boot. Out towards the center circle. And past the half line. And unfortunately, Kazir hits it off a Moncton player. And Bain here trying to set it up. And here's Ogon. Off the post. A wonderful opportunity, just missed, and now the St. Mary's defense is scrambling, trying to get it to Jonathan Kissa, and Kissa is offsides and cannot believe it. Ogon with a perfect opportunity. Goaltender nowhere near, but also goalkeeper's friend are those posts. And for Contreras, for his sake, is very thankful. Game still 0-0 after a golden opportunity is missed by St. Mary's. Firth. Back to Santos Brown. And time heads it back over to Contreras, whose heart almost dropped on the floor moments ago on a missed conversion by Ogon, one of the forwards for this St. Mary's women's soccer team. Men's soccer team. Still thinking about that matchup earlier for women's soccer, as they were able to come to a draw if they were down 2-1 for majority of that second half, and late game heroics, crunch time, clutch time, whatever you want to call it, was able to score with extra time, lead to a draw. And again, Vargas Armstrong involved there. Physicality has definitely ramped up here in the second game. Nemadou back, battling with Robichaud for a moment. Bain now is circled by multiple defenders. Throw in will be. Check that. A kick for Bain. Gets it over to Lachlan Sylvester. Back to Firth. And a move. The pass attempt over to Vargas Armstrong. No good. Bain trying to find an opening through the gap, and well defended by the Eagles. Three shots on goal officially for SMU. And for DM, still waiting to get that shot on goal, but that has not meant they haven't had opportunities. Jonathan Kissa has had some open field and opportunities to potentially get a shot, but it just has not been able to register it quite yet. But the opportunities have been there for Moncton, have yet to capitalize. It has been an even stalemate so far, I would say, between the two clubs here this Sunday evening. And Santos Brown gets it over to Kaiser. Then Jonathan Kissa. Always a danger and a threat at any point in time. And good to see that Pascal Saunier back in for Moncton. Had to leave the game earlier in this half due to some blood. An attempt to trying to set up William Robichaud. Robichaud gets back into it. As Lionel Favell frustrated with himself as he slipped. Could have potentially gotten in the way of Robichaud. Good and miscommunication there. As Will Brown, who is a first-year player that got the start and the nod today by head coach Mert. And for Lachlan Sylvester, who has got the start, and a heads-up play by Contreras to fend off another scoring chance. But for Lachlan Sylvester, who got the start today for St. Mary's, a 6'1" center midfielder from Hackett Cove, Nova Scotia. During his time at Bayview High, he helped his team to a 2021-22 Capital Region Championship and a bronze medal finish at the NSSAF Provincial Championship, as well as a fourth-place NSSAF Provincial finish in 23-24. He was named the number 48 recruit in the class of 2024 by First Touch Football Canada. Sylvester attended the 2023 First Touch Football Halifax Combine, where he's named top midfielder, and to the Combine starting 9. Bain to Vargas Armstrong, out of the reach of Robichaud. Firth was there before. Looked like he's playing close to a center back type of look, similar to Woody Bain. And still considered more defensive, but can be offensive if needed. And Kissa on the way. Great opportunity. And just missed wide. Davis knew that a potential pass was coming. And Trunca was on the other side. Tronco was on the other side of that. And did not lead to any goals. But again, that's a name that we'll be talking throughout this broadcast. Kissa, he is always dangerous. A sliding tackle that takes down Trenka. As he is down and hopefully okay. Sliding tackle was made by Callum Corkum, fourth-year man from Camperdown, Nova Scotia. course, another big shout out to the producers who've helped make this broadcast go successfully from Maritime Athletics Profiles. Done a tremendous job with getting us set up and helped out. Wouldn't be able to do this broadcast without their efforts and help. Here's a penalty kick opportunity. It goes past Davis. As that wall that was in front of Trenka prevented him from potentially trying to bend the ball for a score. And potentially here for Moncton, there's some motion to the left of us that would be out of your view, whoever's tuning in, for some warm-ups, potentially make some substitutions for the Eagles. Play goes out of bounds. Throw in for St. Mary's. And that will be done by Will Brown. Will Brown again is a first-year player for St. Mary's. Went to Citadel High Phoenix and helped them get gold in the NSSAF Provincial Championship in 21-22 and silver in 22 and 23. In 2023 NSSL U17 summer season, he led the league in goals and in points and led Halifax City to provincial and league championships. Will Brown is, again, got the start here today as the right field attacker. Ogan, again, opportunity, passes to Bain. Bain, who had led the team in goals a year ago with another great chance, cannot convert. And sometimes whenever you watch soccer, there are just head-scratching plays where the ball can just take some weird bounces, and you never know whenever you finally make the follow-through on a kick where that ball is going to go. But Bain is probably as equal as a threat as Kissa, just playing different positions on the field. And there he is, Kissa running, as Moncton was the aggressor. Approaching the 32-minute mark in this first half, which will give us about 8 minutes till this first half concludes. Take a quick breather and bring it back with some second half action. Even though the scores are at 0-0, there has been some concern on both sides of having some opportunities and not able to capitalize. And Santos Brown over to Robichaud, Nimadou for Moncton, pushing the pace. Gives it back to Philip Gaon. And now, closer than ever, one of the best chances. And the Moncton player is down. Did actually, as falling down, ran into one of the legs of the St. Mary's player, and probably took the wind out of his sails. Hopefully, just got the wind knocked out of him. And that is Ryan Gazwani. That was down the play. A little bit of a hitch in his step. Other than that, seems to be okay. And with a quick timeout and breather for both St. Mary's and Moncton. And it seems the St. Mary's players are ready to get back out there. Seems to start to cool down just a little bit with the sun peeking out of view. Lancaster, Sylvester kicked it back to the last line of defense for St. Mary's. And Corkum back to Robichaud. Robichaud back to Corkum. And will this play be ruled offsides? It indeed is, as Tonier Ogon not too pleased. And Ogon, as well as Bain, had two great opportunities to score earlier in this half, but have not done so. And for Moncton, Jonathan Kissa has been leading the way in terms of the best chances they've had to get a goal. Contreras, time to Trenka. It seems when you look at Coach Mertz's formation plan, a lot of attackers. Definitely a lot of attention played to the center and forward positions on the field for St. Mary's. Whistle call. And again, for most people who watch soccer for the longest time, offsides is probably the most difficult concept to understand. Having to be just not so far ahead of your defender, but also just behind where it is still anyone's chance. Tranka maybe was trying to look for Nimadou, and Nimadou with his hands out saying, man, I had a great opportunity to try to take this in for a score. Again, in terms of shots on goal, it is 4-2 in favor of the maroon and white. Bain to Ogon, headed away by defenseman Saunier. Huskies in the Eagle zone, trying to create. Opportunity for Vargas Armstrong, headed away by defenseman Time. Throw in from Nimadou. And Ogon able to pickpocket his way and have a man advantage for St. Mary's. And again, the defense from Moncton stops that. And Kissa kicks, and just wide. Kissa can't believe it. On his hands and knees. Another opportunity for him as he looks towards the skies, wondering, why can't I just get one? But you have to be pleased, even if it hasn't led to goals yet. There are a lot of great signs from this Moncton team. Moncton trying to find a weakness in this defensive look from the Huskies. You're less than 30 seconds away from this half being over. And Nimadu, this play is ruled on sides, has a chance, kicks it towards the middle, and a brilliant save from Davis. I believe he got a hand on it. Davis showing why he's one of the better goalkeepers in all of the AUS conference with that save. They might be adding 1 extra minute of time here in this first half. St. Mary's player was tripped up there, gets back to his feet. That was Kazir. And there is another Moncton player down. Rubber at his lower leg. Seems the medical staff will have to come out. And that will call it a half. Again, the score here for St. Mary's and Moncton, the two men's teams in this doubleheader of action, they're tied up at 0 apiece, with St. Mary's leading the shots on goal 5-4. We will take a quick break here from St. Mary's Husky Stadium, bring you back with second half action. Don't go anywhere, folks. And welcome back here, folks, to second half action as the St. Mary's Huskies and Moncton University are deadlocked at 0-0 apiece. St. Mary's is winning the battle in terms of shots on goal, 5-4, and there have been plenty of opportunities for both sides. Early on in the game, St. Mary's offensive side had an opportunity from forward Ogan, but it went off the post. And for Jonathan Kissa, listed at number 10 for Moncton, has had several opportunities to try and capitalize, but thanks to the goaltending and goalkeeper Ryan Davis was able to make an amazing save they were able to see on the broadcast, courtesy of our producers at Maritime Athletics Profiles. And And just like the announcer's jinx back in the first half of saying the sun was starting to go away, now it's back in full effect. Now we're in the second half, and either side has switched fields. Mentioned early on the broadcast, and for people that are tuning in, that majority of the players on for St. Mary's are some experience, but there has been some youth injected into the starting lineup. Mentioned a few of them throughout the broadcast. Some of them to mention is Lakeland Sylvester, William Vargas Armstrong, Will Brown, and Mateo Santos Brown. Just to name a few that are first-year players getting some significant preseason action. Also, speaking of another player, Quentin Curry, the defenseman out of Ottawa, Ontario, formerly played for Ottawa Impact FC, is now back, along with Yusuf Fatal, second-year player from Halifax, Nova Scotia. It does look like a completely different team out there for St. Mary's. And as well as for Moncton, significant changes. Back to Curry. To Fatel. And Sylvester. Sylvester's played all the first half and may continue with completing the second half. And Ben Magusha, a forward from St. Mary's. And a heck of a shot from Jalen Luage. That was just out wide of Contreras' reach. And Contreras gave a great effort, but if that was just a few inches to the right, it would have been a goal, and the first one at that. Another opportunity for St. Mary's. This time, Nathaniel Langell. Going deep into the roster for both Moncton and St. Mary's. As Jefferson Jerome now into the game. Followed by Yusuf Joar, playing the center back position for Moncton. These both coaches have decided to completely change their offense, their defense, for the most part. And it also does look like a new goalkeeper in for St. Mary's. Number 30, Isaac Mathers, is also a first-year player out of Halifax, Nova Scotia. Not the only player to be recruited out of Halifax City. Along with Isaac Mathers is Jake Wilcox, Will Brown, all first-year players from the same school. Looking to stay local at the collegiate level. Corner kick attempt from St. Mary's. A little too ahead of the intended target. Drew Chisholm, another first-year player. Played with United DFC before taking his talents to the Huskies for this upcoming season. Another corner kick on the opposite side. And it goes past the goal line, out of play. Moncton will look to advance the ball. Contreras was thinking about doing a kickoff, but instead lets his defenseman do it. Yusuf Patel gives it up to Curry. Back to goalkeeper Isaac Mathers. Mathers, who's now getting the start in the second half in place of Woody Bain, who had a fantastic outing. Had some highlight level saves. Throw in from Moncton off the head of a St. Mary's player. We'll do round 2 this time of a throw in. And here, and a heck of a move from Moncton to get out of trouble with 2 attacking forwards on his heels. Mamadou Ba was back there to be able to have a great defense against 2 oncoming St. Mary's forwards, as mentioned previously. And in Moncton, had a chance to try and return the favor. Was able to be out of play. Yusuf Johar battling with rival Ben Magusha, listed defenseman. But seems to be playing more of a right forward from this vantage point. Yusuf Johar back to kick. And trying to get over. And a save grabbed by Mathers. Mathers trying to kick it deep into a teammate, but the hustle and grit from the blue and gold defense holds strong. Contreras has been solid and sturdy as a goalkeeper for Moncton. Is looking to potentially play the rest of the second half. We'll see if Moncton coaching staff wants to go in a different direction here, if they decide to get a breather here in a moment. There's some shoving back and forth. Again, the physical play being returned. Jake Wilcox there with the physical play, the first-year engineering major from Halifax. And since we do have a new look as Jake Wilcox is there, Wilcox is a 5'10" midfielder from Halifax, Nova Scotia. Joins the Huskies from Citadel High School. Helped lead the Citadel High Phoenix to a 2023-24 NSSAF Provincial Championship. And Wilcox helped Phoenix to an NSSAF Provincial Gold in 21 and in 22. And Wilcox has also had a big family connection with St. Mary's. And another diving save from Matheson. Matheson, early on, with an athletic, acrobatic look as a goalkeeper for St. Mary's. Mathers is getting tested early on by the forwards and attackers for Moncton. Again, as we were saying before that great save for Mathers, Jake Wilcox to be exact, is a first-year player on the St. Mary's roster, the prominent family connection with the St. Mary's athletic department. Great uncle, the St. Mary's Hall of Famer, Elmer McGavray, who was a pioneer of the Huskies athletics, winning football, hockey, and baseball championships during his time at St. Mary's and going to coach the football team. So a long family legacy and history here for the Huskies. Nice pass to Magusha. And kicked away by defenseman Time. Salif Time, number 26 for the blue and gold, has been all over the field today. He played all the first half. Looks to play the second half. Here's an opportunity for St. Mary's. Moncton defense there to prevent a goal being scored. Back and forth. And the penalty area. And the defense holds strong for Moncton. Patel passing it back to Mathers. Mathers trying to decide what he wants to do. And kicks it away to Lachlan Sylvester. Sylvester back to Curry. And again, the goalkeeper Mathers is asked to decide what to do with it. And Zach Collier into the game as well, who is another first-year player. And Collier was listed as the most valuable player in both 11th and 12th grade and helped the Mustangs to a NSSAF provincial bronze medal in 23-24. He also is a member of the Whitecaps FC Development Academy, versatile player. And Collier is going to be tasked with playing a lot. And a sliding, just missed opportunity for St. Mary's again. Drew Chisholm, the midfielder from Dartmouth, Nova Scotia, had a sliding goal opportunity that was just wide. And for both Moncton and St. Mary's, that has been the story. Just need a foot either way and just missed. And still the score here at St. Mary's Husky Stadium, locked in at 0. Johan Robichaud is trying to kick it over in the opposite side of the field for an attack. And a defensive play made by Nathan Laboyos, who has come now into the game. Again, a totally different look for Moncton than what we saw in the first half, and similar to St. Mary's. Wonder if the strategy from both coaches was to play the expected lineup for the regular season and have some of the bench rest players get a lot of playing time here in this second half of action. Approaching the 56th minute of the second half. Again, for folks that are tuning in, 2 40-minute halves, so unless there is extra time, the game and match will be stopped at the 80-minute marker. unfortunately for Ben Magisha, that header attempt was out of play. And so Moncton will throw it in. You see the Moncton players trying to make some moves. And Jefferson Jerome connected with the ball and a turnover that goes against Moncton as St. Mary's has a chance to set it up. Kick over to Sylvester. Sylvester looking for a man. Kick on goal and saved by Contreras. Again, St. Mary's as well as Moncton have had plenty of opportunities, at least so far. Both sides have been at a stalemate. Either one, both of them creating opportunities that have led to either a post being hit or a brilliant save being made by either goalkeeper. Throw in. That is taken up by this Moncton group. And Jerome making a move. Kicks it back to Johar. Johar trying to find a man. Mathers has to make a decision. But before he even really has to make a brilliant save, offside is called against Moncton. St. Mary's moving forward. Past the half line. Into Eagle territory. We mentioned early on in the second half that a lot of different changes, both by coaches. And the borderline potentially looked like a little shove in the back from Jake Wilcox, but nothing called on the play, and we'll continue. And Quinn Curry was the name that we mentioned earlier for St. Mary's, and he's a 6'3" center back. Attended 2023 First Touch Football Halifax Combine, where he was named Combine starting 11. And he's described as a technically and clean and strong defender that uses his size well. And he shows great ability to pass as a defender and very good at managing the game in front of him, according to head coach Masut Mert. Speaking of Curry, the throw in from Chismagusha to Curry. And Magisha trying to get it towards his teammate Drew Chisholm. And just misfired ever so slightly. Mathers sees it and completely boots it to the other side of the field. And Mathers, one thing to notice about him, he plays very far out of the net for a goalkeeper. When you look at Ryan Davis, who played and does not play that far away from the goal, but from his perspective, Mathers being able to be that far out does cut out angles, but you have to have a lot of trust in your defense to make sure that you're not vulnerable on the other side of the pitch. And there's a great opportunity for Moncton, and a heads-up defensive play made by Curry. And Curry trying to get back to his position, but before he does, St. Mary's almost had a chance to go the other way, and Moncton responded. And Wilcox over to Magusha. Magusha to teammate Luage. And back on the field, William Robichaud. Robichaud, who did play all of the first half. McGill to Collier. And Collier to Wilcox. Wilcox over to Robichaud. Robichaud makes a move, finding a teammate. Great opportunity for St. Mary's. Blocked and saved by this Moncton defense. Again, a dangerous moment for Moncton, but they were able to have some great defense to prevent it from being a 1-0 lead in favor of the Huskies. That has been the story so far of this match. So close, yet so far. Substitution for Moncton. Zachary Perdue is being subbed out for Philippe Gallion. And Daniel Peace coming in for number 14, Alexandre LeBlanc. Corner kick now for St. Mary's. Haven't been too many corner kicks for either team. Collier over to Moshiga. And past the goal line, it will stay Moncton. Approaching 15 minutes left in this match, this exhibition matchup between St. Mary's University and Moncton University. Again, the home opener for St. Mary's men's club will be against St. X on August 30th at around 7:15 p.m. The game will start after the conclusion of the women's soccer team's match. That will also be against St. X. That will start at 5 o'clock. And Wilcox took a shot, goes far wide, past the goal line, out of bounds and out of play. Contreras with a clear and a punt to an extent. An Opportunity here for St. Mary's. Puts on the brakes, makes a move. Great opportunity, and stopped by the defender. And a penalty called on the pitch. You thought at first that was a great defensive play made by Moncton, and that was a golden opportunity for Jalen Logue. And this is a penalty kick coming up for St. Mary's. And Colby Mercer looks to capitalize here. Score 0-0. Contreras has faced a lot of obstacles. Can he make the stop here? Mercer, the kick, and the score! Mercer makes it a 1-0 lead for St. Mary's late in the second half of this match against Moncton. Colby Mercer, in his fourth year, a 5'8" forward from Beaver Bank, Nova Scotia, a veteran on this team, and when they need him most, he comes in and delivers an absolute, potentially clutch kick to win it for the Huskies. And Mercer, he played in 12 games and started 11 of them last year. Tied for second in points with 5, scored 3 goals, had 2 assists, both tied second best on the team. And how will Moncton respond after having so many golden opportunities in front of them and were not able to convert any of them? And with time dwindling down, how aggressive will Moncton be? As now St. Mary's, now for the goal, they're looking to add another tally to the box score. And Wilcox back over to Mercer. And another score. And just like that, St. Mary's up now 2-0 against Moncton. Ever since Mercer was able to score that on that convert on the penalty kick, it has opened the floodgates for the St. Mary's Halifax offense. And that might be the insurance goal that they need to close it out against Moncton. And I want to say that goal belongs to Nathaniel Langill. It was hard to see from this angle, but nonetheless, regardless who scored it, only thing that matters if you're a St. Mary's fan is St. Mary's is up 2-0 in exhibition. And Moncton does not have much time. You have to wonder if your head coach, Jonas Budia, what to do in this situation as whistle blows. And there is an injury on the pitch for Moncton. And for Moncton, their first game of the year for the men's team will be against Dalhousie, August 31st at 5:15 p.m. Atlantic time. And they will be on the road back here in Halifax to take them on. And as for the women's team, they will be playing Dalhousie as well at a 3 o'clock p.m. start time at Dalhousie. So for the loyal Moncton soccer fans, they can check those games out, of course, on the AUS network. As unfortunately, we still have a Moncton player down. Mathis Trunka looks to come back into the game for his injured teammate. Another player that we did mention on the St. Mary's roster that is a first year is Drew Chisholm, was playing a forward position in the second half, is named MVP of the Auburn Drive Eagles. And it seems the injured player seemed to be okay, was able to get up on his own power. Good to see the young man is walking on his own accord. But for Chisholm, led the team in goals back when he was with the Auburn Drive Eagles both years, scoring total 52 goals over his 11th and 12th grade seasons. That's why you see Drew Chisholm up near the front in this formation for St. Mary's, as he is an effective scorer when he has the opportunity to do so, as highlighted in his player profile. And Trenka over to his teammate, Yuan Rabisha. Rabisha, an opportunity up the middle to score, and does! Mathers cannot get to it in time, and Philippe Gaillon gets the score for Moncton that it desperately needed with just about 6 minutes left in this match. A great heads-up pass to his teammates, and even a better shot to get it past Mathers for the first goal for the Eagles. And Philippe Gaillon tied for second on the team in points with 3. All the points were assists and started in all 12 games last year. So he is part of the squad a year ago that put on a few wins in the year. They did not qualify for the AUS tournament, but a few years ago, that team made it all the way to the AUS semifinals, which is one of the best seasons they've had in years. And we were talking about, after St. Mary's went up 2-0, what would Moncton do? And with their backs against the wall, able to get one score up, Contreras tries to head off the attackers of St. Mary's and does. As he rolls the ball towards his defensive teammate. Trenka being defended by Robichaud. Trenka trying to get it to the lead attacker, and no good. And here's Moncton, extremely aggressive. Moments ago, scored the 1 goal to only make this a 1-goal deficit now for Moncton. Fakes out a defender. Collier hits it off a Moncton defender. Still near the penalty area. And Jalen Loagay trying to call for a foul there, but did not get the call in his favor. A substitution coming in for Moncton University. Number 21, Ryan Gazwani, had a little bit of playing time earlier, coming in for teammate Noah Chasen. And Collier with a nice pass set up for his teammate. Just a little bit wide, hit the post, but Contreras, regardless, was there to prevent it from passing to the goal line to make this an unattainable deficit. We'll see if St. Mary's plans on playing a game of keep away, trying to let this clock dwindle all the way down so there's no opportunity for the Eagles to make a comeback, even though with being down 2-0 earlier with the 1 goal scored, a tough situation. Trying to set up the pass for his teammate, Nathan Langill. And Langill had a goal earlier that made this 2-0. And it seemed there was a shove from Moncton player Ahmad Malali. Perhaps some frustration late in the ball game, and I can believe it, in that first half, folks, for those who are tuning in and for those who haven't, a lot of opportunities, especially for Jonathan Kissa, to try and give them a lead early because it was still tied at 0. And even though they had opportunities, they just never were able to get anything past the goalkeeper. And some of that was credit to Ryan Davis for being absolutely spectacular in that first half. He had a diving save late in the first half. But even then, Isaac Mathers has been good so far as a goalkeeper, besides letting up that 1 goal, but that wasn't entirely his fault. "30 seconds away from hitting the 80-minute mark, which will signal the end of the game, but there might be some extra time left here." And Contreras with a deep punt. And Moncton just trying to get something over into St. Mary's territory so they can try and build up a play. And now St. Mary's retains possession as they look to go on the offensive. And Philippe Gaillon almost was able to get into the play. Here's Moncton. This is a nice opportunity. Just missed. Here we go. A save late by Mathers. And that may have absolutely complete the change, this dynamic of the football match. This is unreal play by Mathers. That's the 3rd save that I've seen today where he went all out for it, where it could have been gone the opposite way for a goal. The young man showing why he was recruited to play goalkeeper for this university. And we are at the 80-minute mark. Refs letting them play a little bit more. We'll see how long they let this go. And there is a foul called against St. Mary's. That's mine. An opportunity for Moncton late. See if they can score here. And the header just a little bit wide. And that is the match, the game. It is over, folks. St. Mary's Men's Soccer Club wins it 2-1 in an exhibition matchup between Moncton University and a nail biter towards the end. Didn't seem like it was going to be that way after St. Mary's went up 2-0. But Moncton made a rally, and thanks to some great goaltending and some stellar defense from both teams, but especially St. Mary's, that concludes the ball game at 2-1. For myself, Connor McKinnon, and the rest of the crew here from St. Mary's University, wish you a so long, and until next time, everybody.